it's not so difficult.
Yes.
I understand that we still need to read a little more, but despite that, the problem will come with transcriptions practices. At least in my case, I'm not sure about the rest, if they agree or not.
Okay, okay, it's okay, it's okay. I would just say that if you have anything that was not clear in the previous session, that you need me, sorry, to go back to that.
Hello.
Hello, Lucila.
Hi. Is it possible? I'm gonna ask you to please send the link of this recording because I want to hear it again.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, teacher. I also lost connection several times, so I didn't hear.
Okay, no problem. I have to
Thanks.
finishing organizing all the recordings because I have the recorded lessons from the very first lesson that we had. So I have lots of sessions to organize and send. Again, I have to upload everything on Drive and then send you the links. So I have all of your lessons plus the lessons from Presenciales. So I finish organizing that and I will share all of the lessons that we have from the very beginning of the subject. So don't worry, I will upload everything. Yeah.
Do you have enough space? Have you tried?
I don't. So I have to make a deep clean of my drive as well as my computer. I am running out of space. Yeah, I'm in a critical point of storage.
Because remember,
space.
I mentioned to you about YouTube, the YouTube option.
Exactly.
I don't know if you have time to share how.
Exactly. You said that. All of you said that, and I will make a channel, a YouTube channel for you and Presenciales for having the lessons. I will make channels or one channel and two playlists, one for linguistics and the other for phonetics and phonology, and I will send you all the links. Don't worry about it.
Great, teacher.
I will devote my Sunday for doing that. So, yeah. You're welcome.
Do you know how to do it, or do you want me to send you pictures on how to do it? I can.
I know how to upload. Yeah, I've done it when I was in the trainee course. When I was attending the trainee course, I have to upload lots of videos on that, and I know how to do it. Yeah, I think I have a channel of my own from that time, so I will have to refresh it and actualize it with all this new content. So if there's no other point to discuss, I will continue.
Yes.
Please.
Good.
Go
please.
on.
Okay. As I said before continuing, remember that we no longer refer to sounds, at least consonant sounds, in the way you used to do, like pronouncing or uttering just the sound. For example, the t, the, b, no. From now on, we will refer to sounds according to its features, as well as that for consonant and vowels. Mainly for consonants before, because I said before that most allophones are involve consonants more than they do with vowels. So it's compulsory that you learn the names. Yes, because if you reach the final exam, you have to explain everything according to the features, because I will ask everything according to the features and not the actual uttered sound. Yeah, that must be clear.
Do we have a date to our first test?
I said before, when we started the lesson, that we analyzed and discussed the new directives. There will be no test. Yeah, I don't know if you read the file that was sent by the institute, and I will send it anyway if you didn't have the opportunity to read it. There will be no formal test like we used to do last year. Everything will be
virtual test.
Yeah, there will be, you go and read that, and we can see that on next Saturday. Yeah, there I can say that there will be no formal test. Yeah, midterm text like we used to do, like you used to do as well last year. So from now on, everything will be for self-correction, and we will have some summative task, yeah, that integrates everything, integrating task. I don't know if it is translated like that into English. Okay, if there's nothing else to say, I will continue, please. Turn off your mix, and I will let you know when you can turn it on again. Okay, let's move to word internal elision. Word internal elision, mainly, as I said on the very first slide of this material, affects mostly the weak centralized vowels, yeah, which were number 2, number 8, and number 12, yeah, which are e, u, and which is vowel number 2. And when they're preceded and followed by consonants, especially the 3 alveolars that you can see here, the approximant, nasal, and lateral sound, in, again, very important, unaccented syllables. So, as I said before, everything in this material is based on Diana Finch's book. So for this very first set of patterns for the sequences of sounds regarding elision, you have more patterns on page 79 and 80 of Diana Finch's book. Okay, so don't worry, everything is there. Everything in this PowerPoint material is taken from Diana Finch's book. So when we have, for example, the voiceless alveolar plosive followed by the alveolar nasal in words like certain, cotton, and cotton, yeah, the schwa will be elatus. Then we have another pattern that it's the same 2 sounds plus another consonant. Yeah, this capital letter, this capital C, it's for consonant. Yeah, like in importance, blatant, and potent. Okay, good. The same happens for this third set of or combination of sounds. Then we have another set of pattern, which is that says that we can have double elision. Yes, double elision may cause 2 syllabic consonants in the same word. Yeah, for example, in words like liberal, literal, and optional, and ordinarily, governmental, and presentation. Okay? The third pattern says that elision of consonants inside words or within words, yeah, of course, because the title says word internal elision, mainly affects alveolars, especially when preceded and followed by other consonants. That means that these two alveolar sounds that we said at the beginning are the most usually elided, which are the voiced and voiceless alveolar plosive, are commonly dropped. Okay, we have examples for all that on this picture of my own examples transcription, in which I show you here how these words are transcribed. So we have, as I said, certain, cotton, and pattern. Yes. Yes. So if you can see here, there's a little like diacritic here below the nasal sound. Yeah, but it's called syllabicity. Yes, I will explain to you later because that is some of the very last allophones that we see. But as you can see, syllabicity is highly, closely connected to elision. Why? Because if we don't elide the vowel sound that should be here, this nasal sound won't become syllabic, sorry. So as you can see, everything is connected to everything else. In that way, it's very important that when you will start transcribing and you will start making transcription, including all of the allophones, you must respect or follow the order of allophones that I showed you on the previous material presentation introduction of allophones.
Yes.
Yes, you must follow the order of allophone that says on that list. Yeah, at least for RP allophones. Yeah, it's not that important for American allophones because most American allophones are independent of each other, but RP allophones are very like interconnected. Yes, so if we don't make first elision of this vowel sound, we won't have this nasal sound elided. Sorry, Slavic. Sorry, I'm so confused. It's no problem. So as I said, this diacritic is called syllabicity, and you write it like that under the syllabic consonant. Yes, and I will explain to you later which are the common consonant sounds that are mostly syllabic. Yeah, then we have that second and third pattern that I said before, the voiceless alveolar followed by the nasal alveolar followed by another consonant, like in importance, blatant, and potent. Yes, as you can see, there's no pronunciation or the vowel sound. The schwa is not pronounced, or you shouldn't pronounce it in order to have it elided. The same for the third pattern, guidance, prudent, student. Okay?
Yes.
Third, it said that we can have double word internal elision. That means that before the approximant sound, there should be a schwa, but it's not. It was dropped. And the same for before the lateral sound. So we should have two vowel sounds here to schwa, but because this is a unaccented syllable, because for example in liberal, the accented syllable is the first one. Yes, liberal. Yeah, this second syllable is unaccented, the same for the rest of the words. So that's why those sounds are dropped. Okay, and for the last pattern, we have that the voiced here, the voiced alveolar plosive and the voiceless alveolar plosive were dropped. Yeah, so we pronounce handsome, handsome, and postpone, postpone. We don't say postpone. We say postpone, postpone. It's even hard for me to pronounce it with the plosive sound. Again, why is it that? Because even though, yeah, for this word example, it's kind of contradicting because this is plosive too. Yeah, this is a voiceless bilabial plosive. But
Yes.
for handsome, this again, voiced alveolar plosive, it's, as I said, plosive, so it's interrupting the flow of air between these two sounds that, as I said on previous slides here, interrupts the flow of air. So in order to have fluency, which is the purpose of elision, we take off that sound because it's not necessary. So far, is there any question? You can turn on your mix and tell me if there's something that needs to be clarified. Please.
No questions.
No, it's okay. I understand.
No question. It's clearly.
Okay.
It's okay for me.
Okay.
Very
That's
clear.
everybody? Okay. Lilian, Araceli.
Okay, it's okay for me.
Are you following me?
Yes,
No question?
no questions.
Very clear. Very, very
Awesome. Awesome.
good. So, when we are yeah, I'm going. Yes.
Yes.
At the end of everything, when we have to make a representation of the way things sound in a dialogue, like you said there, last class. So we have to use all these things, right? According to what we hear. And we have
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. First, at first, we are going to transcribe according to rules. Yeah, to start acquiring and acquiring the rules first of all, and then we are going to move transcribing, which is the purpose of the subject. Transcribing.
yes, it's at the end
way.
of the
Exactly.
at the end of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's say that we're listening to something, all right? And someone says instead of I don't know the first word. It says like very certain. So we have to write with a diacritic that you're showing there. But if the person says certain, we don't have to represent it. We have to represent it without the diacritic.
Exactly. And
right?
then,
Below the
exactly. And then is where you contrast what theory says, that here's theory says that that schwa should be lighted, and you contrast it with the way that person actually uttered that word, and then is where you pass the exams excellently. Yeah. And you got a 200, not a 10, a 200 I will mark you with. That's it. That's what I want, actually, to contrast, your trained ear in feeling the allophones actually uttered and contrasting them with what you have studied in the theory, okay? And that is where you will feel the difference. In that way, as you...
We also need to know the name of the lesion, right? In case you need to back up what we're saying, like, for example, in certain, a word internal elision is produced, and then we have to explain about that. Is that how it would be?
Exactly. In that case, there will be very low possibilities of contrasting because I don't know, there's not much actual representation of syllables which are according or theoretically unstressed, being actually stressed. Yeah, people they don't speak like that. Yeah, if some word or some syllables are unaccented, yeah, and native speakers try to at least respect those rules. So, but if it happens and you can feel it and you recognize it as some exception for what the rule says, it's absolutely awesome that you can explain it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, very good what you're saying, because sometimes, and even sometimes I speak in this way that I think it's considered wrong. But sometimes when I'm not thinking in the way, in how I'm speaking, I would use some of this, but sometimes I would drop the T. You know, I say, for example, you say, glottal stop. And sometimes when I'm not paying attention, say glottal instead of glot stop. Or instead of saying
Yeah.
meeting, like now I would say meeting. So
Yeah.
if I find something like that, can I also add it even though it's not in the theory, right? And
Exactly, exactly. Regarding that, there's something, everything has a reason. Yeah, at least I found a reason for most of what is included on this subject. So if I can find it a reason, I can explain it. Yeah, so I need to have the reason for everything that happens on phonetics. So in that way, I interpret it. And for that, I understood that there are many sounds, there are many allophones that, as you have seen on the previous PowerPoint material, you remember those concept of allophones in complementary distribution and in free variation. Yeah, remember complementary distribution and are those allophones that depend each other. Yeah, they complement, as the title says, they complement each other, so they cannot be replaced with any kind of allophones. Yeah, that there are certain allophones that must happen in the way they are meant to be, and that's why it is organized like that. And there are some others that are free variation. For example, for you pronouncing some words with the voiceless alveolar plosive or with the glottal replacement, as you said, instead of saying meeting, you say meeting. Yes, as you said, have you just said, Aníbal, and that it's free variation, because if you pronounce it in either way, I will understand anyway what you're saying. So it's up to speaker's choice. It won't change the meaning that you're trying to convey. I will understand you anyway.
Oh,
yeah,
excellent. Yeah.
that's part of free variation. So if you choose to pronounce in one way or another, it's not an impediment for people to understand you. Okay, but in elision, yes, not everything is up to the speaker's choice. Yeah, in some ways, it will depend on how the person is speaking. If that person is speaking fast or is speaking slow for a certain purpose, it will elide or not some words. Yeah, in a speech, for example, in I don't know, political speech, and I don't know which other, I don't know, in TED Talks, that is some material that I love to use. People speak slow and very clearly and pronounce every word correctly for people to understand. Yeah, it's not like a movie that you hear people speaking spontaneously. That's the difference. It's depending on the context of the speakers. Everything depends on the context in phonetics and phonology.
Yeah. Or even
Sorry for the background music of the verdulero. I'm sorry. Sí, o sea, esto me está cortando tipo la altura que yo estoy teniendo en este momento de explicación, me bajó todo, así de un ondazo me bajó. Perdón. Ya va a dar la vuelta a la manzana y ahí se va a ir.
Yes.
Okay, so if any other question?
And the same thing with sometimes in American English, I noticed they would go, for example, the last words of the A part, instead of saying student, they would say student. Instead of you, they go ooh. So I don't know what kind of
student.
Some American here they say I'm a student or student, or they say instead of saying New York, they say New York.
Okay. As you will later see, that's an allophone, especially for American English. Yeah, that is called dropped semivowel. Yeah, in which after certain consonant sound, when certain consonant sounds are followed by a semivowel, that semivowel is commonly dropped. So as you say, instead of saying new, this is my new car, they say this is my new car,
Yeah.
I live in New York, I'm a student, instead of saying student. Okay, I will take advantage of my last 9 minutes and I move on to assimilation. So let's continue. Assimilation, yeah, it's another device of simplification, can be defined as the process by which sounds are influenced by neighboring sounds and come to share some or all of their phonetic characteristics. Again, this is very important for you to know consonant sounds according to their features. Yeah, in assimilation, it's very important place and manner of articulation. Okay, if you have clear that in mind, y para eso, chicos, les voy a pasar ahora por WhatsApp y les voy a subir la lista organizada de todos los sonidos consonánticos y las vocales de acuerdo a sus diferentes características para ambos tipos de sonido. Así, cuando ustedes vuelvan a estudiar eso, vuelvan a estudiar este material y estos allophones, ustedes lo hagan con la lista de consonantes y de vocales al lado, a mano, ¿ok?
Yes.
Bien.
Sí.
Entonces, as I said, assimilation can be defined as a process by which sounds are influenced by neighboring sounds and come to share some or all of the phonetic characteristic. First one, whenever we have the voiced alveolar nasal, this sound may be assimilated into the voiced bilabial nasal. Yeah? Why? If I asked you in the final exam, for example, if I asked you why does this happen? Can you please turn off your mix? I don't know who's has it on and is moving around. Whenever this happens, you will explain it sorry, I got lost. When you explain it, the manner of articulation of this sound is nasal. Yeah. So why is it that we have this nasal is assimilated into this other? But that happens because the bilabial nasal shares the place of articulation with the bilabial plosive. Okay, so when we have one sound is assimilated into the other because of the manner of articulation, Yes, but the reason is because it shares the same place of articulation as the other, which is this bilabial plosive. So in the first example, yeah, we have here the alveolar nasal. This arrow represents that is assimilated into the bilabial nasal because it's under the influence of another bilabial. Yes, and as you will see as well, you have to pay attention that a voiced sound will be assimilated into only another voiced sound. We cannot assimilate a voiced sound into a voiceless one or vice versa. That is also very important. So with this word set, downbeats, it will be assimilated the alveolar nasal into the bilabial nasal because of the influence of the following one. Yes, so instead of saying downbeats, you will say downbeats. Yeah, with
Yes.
the nasal articulated as a bilabial, so you press your lips together one to the other, you press it and utter like a bilabial nasal. Downbeat, downbeat, downbeat. And the faster you pronounce it, the easier it gets to articulate. The same for the second option, which is main business, sorry, I forgot the final sound here, the voiceless alveolar. And it as well is assimilated into the same or because of the same reason. Main business, okay? Second, okay, I got 4 minutes. I will have to start another session.
Again? No,
sorry?
Sorry, I had problems with my computer, so I had to use my cell phone and
Okay.
complicate sometimes.
Number 4, whenever we have the voiceless and voiced alveolar fricative, yes, they may be assimilated into the voiced and voiceless. Okay, sorry, I repeated the same thing here. Perdón que vaya editando mis materiales porque me voy dando cuenta que tienen un parcito de errores. Into the voiceless and voiced palatal-alveolar fricative sound under the influence of the voiceless palatal-alveolar fricative or the palatal semivowel. And that is, where's that? Sorry, a ver, let me see. Sorry, me salté como 34 puntos. Let's go back to this. Number 2. The voiceless alveolar plosive, the voiced alveolar plosive, and the nasal alveolar are assimilated or may be assimilated. That's why it says maybe, because some people may not assimilate it, yeah, because that's up to the speaker's choice whether to assimilate or not, yeah, into voiceless bilabial plosive, voiced bilabial plosive, and nasal bilabial, respectively. What does it mean, this word? What does it mean, respectively? Do you know the meaning of this word?
Respectivamente.
So explain the meaning in English of the word. Second year, you can do it. Come on. Nobody knows the meaning of this word.
They are connected. They work together. I mean, one.
They are connected, but not in any way.
Is it related to? I think it means in that order, in the order that is mentioned.
Perfect. Very good. Thank you, Lucila. It's respecting the order of appearance. Yes, that means you will see in this example. So the first one is assimilated into the first one, the second one into the second one, and the third one into the third one. That means respectively under the influence of any of these three. In this way, under the influence of any of these three sounds, doesn't matter the order of the three sounds. Yeah, but yes, it does. It actually does the order of these three, and you will see that here. So I made it with different colors, the connection, and you will see, for example, that this okay, the lesson is going to finish in anywhere, anytime. That plan is assimilated into the plan. Can you pronounce it?
The plan.
The rest of you, can you pronounce
The
the
plan.
The plan.
That plan.
That
The
plan.
plan.
the plan? Good, very good.
The plan.
Second example, you'd better. It's
You'd
You'd
better.
better.
You'd better.
You'd
You'd
better.
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 Good.
You'd better.